Catastrophic earthquake in Myanmar. Thousands dead, cities reduced to rubble. A nightmare unfolds. The deadliest earthquake in Myanmar's history. Myanmar is reeling from one of the most devastating earthquakes in its modern history. On March 28, 2025, at 2:37 a.m. local time, a 7.7 magnitude earthquake struck near Mandalay, the second largest city in the country. The tremor was so powerful that it sent shockwaves across Southeast Asia, causing destruction as far as Bangkok, Thailand. As of March 30th, authorities report that over 1,600 people have died, with thousands more injured or missing. The death toll is expected to rise dramatically as rescue teams work tirelessly to recover bodies from beneath the rubble. The moment disaster struck, at the break of dawn, millions of Myanmar citizens were shaken awake by the violent tremors. Witnesses describe terrifying scenes of destruction. It felt like the entire earth was splitting apart, said Min Foy, a resident of Mandalay. The walls started cracking, the floor shook violently, and then everything collapsed. In Yangon, Myanmar's largest city, buildings swayed dangerously, windows shattered, and terrified citizens ran into the streets for safety. The epicenter, located near the Saging Fault, triggered massive devastation in Mandalay, Sagaing, and Naypyidaw. Satellite images show that entire neighborhoods have been wiped out, bridges have collapsed, and historical sites have been reduced to dust. The human cost, heartbreaking stories from the rubble. As rescue operations continue, heartbreaking survival stories emerge from the debris. A mother's last words. Rescuers found a 30-year-old mother clutching her 5-year-old daughter beneath a collapsed apartment complex. She had used her body to shield the child, who miraculously survived. Her final words, recorded in a voice message, were, "Save my daughter." The trapped factory workers. Over 200 garment factory workers were buried alive when their workplace crumbled. Rescuers have pulled out 20 survivors, but hopes of finding more are fading. A teenager's desperate plea. A 17-year-old student, trapped under his school's collapsed walls, sent a text to his family. "I'm alive, but I can't breathe." His body was found hours later. With each passing hour, the cries for help grow fainter, and the window for survival narrows. A city in ruins, Mandalay's destruction. Mandalay, once a vibrant hub of culture and commerce, is now a city of ruins. The famous Mahamuni Buddha Temple, a sacred site for Buddhists, has sustained severe damage, with parts of its golden roof collapsing. Hospitals are overwhelmed, with injured victims flooding emergency rooms. Medical staff, already stretched thin due to Myanmar's ongoing political crisis, are running out of supplies. "We don't have enough bandages, medicine, or even clean water," said Dr. Thane Nguyen, a physician at Mandalay General Hospital. Meanwhile, mass graves are being dug as authorities struggle to handle the rising number of dead bodies. Aftershocks and ongoing danger. The nightmare isn't over. Since the initial 7.7 magnitude quake, over 30 aftershocks have rocked the region, including a powerful 6.4 magnitude tremor on March 30th. These aftershocks have hampered rescue efforts by causing further collapses, forced thousands to sleep outside, fearing their homes could still crumble, increased the risk of landslides and dam failures, which could trigger even greater disasters. Geologists warn that more aftershocks could strike in the coming days. Myanmar's political crisis makes rescue efforts more difficult. Myanmar's ongoing civil unrest has complicated rescue operations. The military junta, which seized power in 2021, has tightened control over international aid efforts, making it difficult for foreign rescue teams to assist. However, the sheer scale of the disaster has forced even the junta to accept some international help. "Politics must be set aside in times of crisis," said an anonymous UN official. Despite these challenges, local volunteers, monks, and even civilians have joined the rescue efforts, forming human chains to clear debris and search for survivors. International response. Countries rush to help. The world has responded with an outpouring of support. China and India have sent emergency rescue teams and supplies. Thailand and Singapore have dispatched medical aid and search dogs. The United Nations has pledged $5 million in emergency funding. However, many aid groups fear delays due to Myanmar's restrictive policies. A long road to recovery. Rebuilding after this disaster will take years. Experts estimate that the total economic loss could exceed $10 billion. The government is urging international donors to help fund reconstruction, but many fear corruption and mismanagement could slow efforts. What Myanmar needs most right now: medical aid for the injured, heavy machinery to clear debris, temporary shelters for the displaced. With over 500,000 people left homeless, the country desperately needs assistance. A country in mourning, a region in shock. As bodies are recovered and funerals are held, Myanmar is left to grapple with one of its darkest moments. The earthquake has not only shaken the land, it has shaken the spirit of a nation already struggling with political turmoil. The world watches as Myanmar fights to recover from this catastrophe. But for many, the scars left by the March 28th earthquake will never fully heal.